Okay, well. Hi, everyone. Yeah, excuse me. I don't even know why I'm sneezing, but yeah, this is where I am. This is a place called Spa. It has some tables outside, and people come and sit here to chill. And I'm going to go and get some natural orange juice. You know, you pay and then they press the oranges in your presence because I'm not a fan of all of those gas things and stuff like that. Um, what do I want to talk about? I want to talk about this powerful and proper prayer retreat that I went to. Uh, from Thursday, I went on Thursday and I came back this morning. Um, the Lord put it on my heart, to talk about it properly. Because in the morning, I just did a brief, like not even up to 5 minutes. I had to do it in that place before I leave, so that it's not like it's something that I'm making up or I'm trying to, like when you're in the presence of the person you are talking about or in the grounds, you know that if you are saying a lie, they will hear. If you are exaggerating, they will hear. If you are, saying something different. So I had to do that, and also it was a way of releasing my gratitude in that compound. And for other reasons that God knows, He wanted me to do that in that compound and before dawn. So I was up early and I found a quiet place and I did that, and then I went about my day. So now I want to talk about this prayer retreat properly, and I want to talk about it in terms of what my expectations were, what I got from this prayer retreat, and if I'm encouraging people to go for such programs, why, okay, and stuff like that. So I fellowship at this church called Victory House. It is a house of the Planters Mission International. Planters Mission International was founded by Senior Pastor Henrietta Bialungwe. Um, it's over 20 something years now, because she herself is almost 40 years in ministry. And then Planters Mission International Victory House is located at Ancien Route there, just after Royal Palace if you are coming from town, or just before Royal Palace on your left if you are coming from Bonaberry. The Lord led me there. I say it all the time. The Lord led me there. The Lord spoke to me and told me, go to Victory House. Nobody invited me to Victory House. Nobody ever talked to me about Victory House. Victory been among my choices, like my first choice. You know, when you go to the university, they say first choice, second choice. It's true, I had once seen it when I was passing, and I was like, this one is a woman that is a senior pastor here, like that. Well, I would like to visit someday, but I didn't think that was going to be my church. It's not near my house and all of those things. And I admired a prayer palace that is being built by the same church, Planters Mission International. But when I saw that prayer palace, I never connected the two, because the prayer palace is not even around my house or around the church. It's on the other side of the street from my house. So I will see it when I go to visit my grandson around that area. But I wanted to go to the prayer palace because I love prayers. I have prayer so much. So I am an intercessor now by the grace of God. All those things are things that once you start being willing, He builds you up. He builds you up. So going for a prayer retreat for me was a good thing, and it's the first time I am going for a prayer retreat. I was once in a church where we did a prayer marathon, like a whole day of prayer. That we pray for 3 hours, take a short break, pray for 2 hours, take another break, then have a long break, then come back, pray for 3 hours, take a short break, pray for 2 hours, take a short break, then have the closing service. That is how it was, and I really enjoyed it. So when they said prayer retreat, I was like, oh, me, I'm registering, very sharp, sharp, sharp. What were my expectations that we were going to pray? The thing we were praying for was already set, right? Gethsemane. Gethsemane is an event which she has been organizing since I think she said 2001. Yeah, because this is going to be the 23rd year. Is it since 2000? Since 2001. Wow. Okay, so this is going to be the 22nd or the 23rd year, something like that. So she says that because she explained it only, I think it was yesterday, I didn't know, and nobody had explained the vision to me, but I just knew that it was some event, because last year in July when I was moving into my mother's house, I had seen the banner on the road there, and I didn't know where it was, and I was not in the mental spiritual space to even go for such a program, but I did notice it. And then I saw her face. I think that is why when I saw her face again sometimes last year, I could connect that face to the face I had seen somewhere. So it's a get together for servants of God, young ministers, and young people, different people, who have sometimes their batteries need to be recharged. And so you come together for a few days, maybe 5 days. When I saw the program of 2021, if I can count very well, it was from the 7th to the 12th of July. So that was 5 days. Yeah, so you come together and you really fellowship with one another. You live like in the dormitory, right? I loved it. We all slept on the floor. We shared everything. I brought soap, toothpaste, toilet roll, all of that. And I just put it there. We all used it, and all of those things. So it was so cool. So if the retreat can be this beautiful, I can just imagine how beautiful Gethsemane itself will be. Oh my goodness, the conference in July. I can't wait for the flyers to be out. I'm going to keep talking about it, hoping that many people who know me register to come. It's free. It's free for everybody. We are the partners. We are the ones making it happen. But for everybody else, it's free. So I think it's going to be a life-changing experience for somebody. Anyway, so this retreat, I was going for the retreat. First of all, I wanted to just go and pray with others. There's power in praying together. One of my main requests for this year from God was I want a prayer partner. And now God has given me a prayer palace, a prayer family. And I am so grateful. Like, this is beautiful. For me, this is beautiful. Prayer, before I went for that retreat on Thursday, I had been up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, from 11 p.m. till about midnight 30, praying or praising or, interceding. Before, I've done a lot. I love it. It's something I have cultivated and I really do enjoy it. I can't complain about it at all. And it has done so much to me. So I was really looking forward to going to this place, fellowshipping with people and just praying with them. That was the first thing I was looking forward to. The second thing is, yes, there was the general prayer topic. I had my own prayer topic, to my own prayer points. And so for me, it was like going to be an opportunity for me to also make these prayers, requests known to God in the midst of other believers, other brethren. That way, the atmosphere is already so hyped. God He's there. And so my points will also just get to Him like that, like easy access. That was the second thing I went to this retreat to do. And the third thing I went to the retreat to do, honestly, was just to observe how this family, the Victory House family, how things are done. When you see how the leader does things, you can just get the vision. You can just know how things are done in the house. Because when I got there for my first time, I asked someone, like, what are the do's and don'ts in this place? Because me, I don't want to step on anybody's toes. And they told me what are the foundation classes, and I shouldn't worry. Well, what is true is that I will probably step on somebody's toes, but it's a family. So for me, it was an opportunity to go and observe, especially as it was going to take place in Mama's home, right? She has a part of her house which can be used for retreat and all of those things. Praise God. I mean, I love that. Instead of going for a retreat and going to a hotel or to a retreat center, which is more formal, the point where you cannot even cough. I went for a personal retreat in December. No noise, no talking. You don't talk to nobody. I didn't talk to nobody until I left that place. Like, talk to nobody, because I didn't have a retreat supervisor this time. I said, Holy Spirit, you supervise me, because Not only could I not afford a retreat supervisor, but there wasn't even one available. So when you go for a retreat at the retreat center, you follow the rules, the wall and proper, no talking. At Mama's place, she herself, she set the ground rules. There was no complication. She had already told us in church, we are not coming there to chit chat and all of those things, but it is family, and so people should kind of relax. There was eating. People ate, I don't know how many times a day. I didn't eat the first day. I ate the second day in the evening, and I drank some coffee to stay up at night because we had to do a lot of stuff at night, right? But I'm not interested in the food when I go for a retreat, so there's nothing I can talk about that. I went to pray with others, I went to pray for myself, and I went to observe. Those are the three things. Those were my three expectations: that I should be able to pray with others, I should be able to pray for myself, and I should be able to observe to the point where I know exactly how you behave in this family. Because in every family, in every organization, there are do's and don'ts, there are unspoken rules and all of that. And when they're unspoken, it also means that nobody will tell you. You have to observe, you have to pay attention, you have to be sensitive. You don't just go to some place and then you are talking all over the place, especially if you are kind of a newbie like myself. So this was really an internal opportunity for me, to observe, especially when it's a microcosm, kind of a smaller set, and probably of the core people, because not everybody came for the retreat, and she had emphasized that she wants only people who are ready to pray. It's not like a crossover thing. It's not a end of year party. It's not a new year, but it's not Valentine's Day. It's not all of that. It is prayer. So if you know that you are not going to pray, don't come. And then children were not allowed, right? So but it was very affordable, 2K for food. Okay, so those were my expectations, and then I went there myself. I got there on time. I didn't get missing. I settled down in the dorm, in the girls' dorm. I loved it. I brought some mambos for everybody in the dorm, as if I knew how many were going to be there, right? So it was peaceful. I didn't feel, sometimes you might say, oh, it's your first time to go to some place, you feel slighted, you don't know whether you should sit down or you should stand up and stuff like that. No. I had even been to the house before, right, to go and clean up and stuff. I love cleaning. So when they say, oh, come and clean, of course, Mark will go and clean. So I knew the house. Is not like I was afraid of the dog, for example, and stuff like that. So yeah, I felt at ease. It was peaceful. It was comfortable. It was not like some place where you'll be moving in mud to go to the restroom. No, there were restrooms in the rooms where we were. There were tiles on the floor. Oh my God, it was peaceful. It was peaceful. Okay, so those were my expectations. Now, I took along my books. You know me and my books. I'm always moving around with my books. I went with this one, 5 Little Foxes of Faith, which I bought from church, right? When I got there, I bought all of these books from church. This one, Building Your Vision, by her. Building Your Vision. This one, Daughter of Destiny, Kathryn Kuhlman's biography. I bought it from church. Okay, so I took these 3 books there, and I took my journal, and I took my prophetic prayer, which I also bought from her. She wrote it. And I took my journal, and I took my happiness journal. Yeah, my normal journal, my happiness journal. So I went with what I call my prayer bag, very prepared. I didn't want to even have 1 minute to chat with anybody. I just wanted to be in the atmosphere of prayer and contemplation and meditation and praise and prayer and prayer and prayer. Now, what did I get? 1, man, some serious fellowship. People came from out of Douala, from Bentoa, Bolova or Bentoa. I think Bentoa, yes, Bentoa, because Bentoa, Yaoundé, Douala. 2 from Yaoundé, 2 from Boya, I think so. I was like, if people can come from far like that to come and attend a prayer retreat in this Douala, this means that this is something serious. So just be very attentive, be very observant, be very quiet. So I was really, really, really sad for that. Secondly, there was a time when we were asked to hold our neighbor's hand and pray for our neighbor. I have never, I think in one church where I was, we were asked to just hold our neighbor's hand and oh, your neighbor, tell and say, I love you well, God bless your soul, oh, I love you well. But that is different from praying for them. That's and the person whose hand I held, either they were an apostle or I did not know me, but I just kept feeling some current coming towards me. And then soon it was like we were sharing electricity. And I was like, Father, whatever that pray for me, I beg, grant it to. And then I was saying, Father, meet them at their point of need, blah, 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 blah. It was so beautiful. Like each session, there was no session where I got bored and stood up. Because sometimes you can get bored and you make like that and then you go and stand on the wall. No, I didn't stand up even once. I didn't drink water to stay up. Sometimes some people will drink water to stay up. There was a time where I drank water because I was thirsty, not to stay awake. So I was very thankful for that. That was more than I expected. Like the atmosphere was really like goodness. You want to stay in that kind of a place. Seriously. Oh my God. Number 2, praying for myself. Hey, my Jesus, my Jesus. Yes, I prayed for myself. I prayed for my vision. I told God, Father, I did not come here for nothing. I'm not going back the same. Because it's not like I lack what to do in my house since Thursday to leave it and come here. I can seek you in my room. I have been seeking you there. But to come to this place, I will call it, for me, that place ceased to be her house. It became a prayer palace. It became a tabernacle. It became a mountain. So I said, Father, to come here, I beg you, let what I get from this place be worth my coming here. So I was like reminding him, and I promised him something and I did it, and on that day, when was it? Yesterday morning, I received an email that confirmed to me the first seed for the project. He told me I will start working on it in 2023. He gave me that vision in 2020. And he said, I want you to do this, but you will start working on it in 2023. Have you heard? Yes, Papa, write it down. I wrote it down. And he said, you see what this person is doing in Nigeria? Remember I sent you there, right? To go and learn from her. That is how you are going to do it to her. So I pay a lot of attention. So receiving that first seed yesterday, 10th of February, and this seed had been sent on the 6th of February. So receiving the notification yesterday while there was like, yes, this is what I asked you for, and this is you giving it to me right here. Father, thank you. And then just getting the people I will contact, this person for the design, for the this person for that, this person for that, this person for this, and all of them, no one has hesitated, and all of those, and I know more will come. So I am very grateful. So that was the second thing. It is a very good thing to focus and seek the Lord that way. Alone or with others is beautiful. The third thing was observing. Oh my goodness, I observed and I love it. I am somebody who also loves to organize, who loves to follow others, who loves to do. So I also love writing. So for me, I also write things down and make sure it is posted there, and then people know. But yeah, no, it wasn't written. But you could just see the way everybody was flowing. That Mama is no nonsense, and secondly, when you follow, it falls in place and it's beautiful. My goodness. So I just made all of those observations, and it was just okay by me, right? Because I am somebody who loves other. Frankly speaking, I love other. My kids know me, like they're the ones who have even taught me how not to care so much about certain things. But if not, I want, like, if you take this thing from here, put it back there. Don't shift it, don't. And before you take, ask. Even if it's banana, ask Mama, can I have this banana? And she used that same example when she was talking about other and how she said, if you see a banana, I don't mind you eating it, but can you just ask? I was like, oh my goodness. Talking about banana, you see this book, The Mystery of Healthy Living. Eat health, extend your life, grow old strong, enjoy divine health. Henrietta Bialungwe, that is still her. She wrote this book. It cost 10,000. When I saw this book, I've not read it, but I bought the book. It was written since 2011. Can you imagine? Wow. 2011, that's how many years to do? 11 years. Yeah, I think 11 to 20. No, 11 to 21 is 10. So to 23 will be 12 years. Yeah, this year is going to make it 12 years that this book was written. Wow. Yeah, at that time the phone number did not yet have a 6. It had 995851532468. I think now it's 9 digits. Okay. So she talked to us about it today, and this is the first pastor I have seen with my eyes open their mouth, talk to us about healthy living. Sometimes they just make you believe that you just pray over everything. Even if you have diabetes, pray over it, anything. So it's not like prevent it. It's like, no, let it come. You pray over it. And talk about exercise. Which exercise? In the spirit. Slay in the spirit. Jump in the spirit. Dance in the spirit. Everything in the spirit. But no, she in this book, from the explanation today, because as I said, I haven't read the book. Although just going through some pages and then seeing the pictures here, and then having followed her for some time and being privileged to offer her some of these foods and everything, I have an idea of what would be inside the book. So she talked, and there was some pastor from Boya, or I don't know, God help me if I forget, mix up those titles, but some man of God from Boya who testified how they had a lot of health problems, and their wife, who was a mentee of Mama, or who is a mentee of Mama, so she took the advice that Mama gave her and implemented it, and they have lost so much weight and they are in good health. Now it's been a year even, they haven't had any crisis. That's what they said. So this is really good. And I myself, I once weighed 115. I was a sickly and on medication for 2 years, and all kinds of physical and mental health challenges. But it's been 2 years or more since I took my last tablet and all of those things. And yeah, working hard, working out, eating this kind of food and fruits and stuff like that. I take pleasure sometimes in just posting those things, just to either encourage people or maybe provoke some people, make langa to people. But the truth is that it's a very good thing to live a health conscious life, instead of waiting to be sick and then pray for recovery or go and buy some medication. Sometimes those people who say pray like that, they pretend. They still go and take medicine, but they will not let you know that they're taking medicine. Sometimes even those men of God, I remember one man of God, at that time they used to call him mighty man of God. He was in South Africa. So at one time he wanted to leave South Africa, saying that he wanted to take his daughter to a hospital because his daughter was very sick. And people came after him and said, you told us to throw our medication, you said this, you said that, what do you mean? I want to take the daughter to the hospital? Pray for her. No going nowhere. Wow. Well, eventually he took her to the hospital, but she didn't survive. And people were like, raise her up. So some of those things, you just observe them and you are like, I don't even want to fall sick. It's been years since I took any medication, maybe those 2 years and more. Like even when, I think during COVID, I think it might have been COVID, but I just did not go to get tested, and I didn't go to any hospital. But I had all those symptoms, and I just went to the market and bought all those herbs and came and cooked up a 5-liter something, told myself you have 5 days to get well. And after 5 days, I'm doing a video. There's an umbrella there now. The sun is there. Okay, sorry. But you can come here, no problem. I'm just wrapping up soon. This is a public place. So I was saying that I cooked up that thing, and then I drank it, and I was walking out during that time painfully and stuff like that. And by day 4, I mean the temperature had gone, all of those things. I was good, and so I love those things: ginger, garlic, onions. For me, it's worth the price. Those things. So that's what she was talking to us this morning about. And some people shared some small experiences, and I think that people were motivated and inspired enough to be taking notes down and all of that. And I was so moved. So yeah, the Lord has already revealed to me that Gethsemane in July is going to be a huge success, different from how it was in 2022. That was the prayer there, and that is what is going to happen. Then I'm going to start working on the House of Hope and Healing this year. My God, it's a big project, but I think God is going to make it happen. Not that I think, I know God will make it happen. And then what else? I observe properly, and I love the place. I don't know for how long I am going to be in Victory House, unless I move town. I would like to be in Victory House, God. Okay, so that is what I wanted to share about the prayer retreat. Now, I would encourage people to go for such programs. Sometimes I've heard of bad experiences during such programs, and I think sometimes people hesitate because they don't want to go. You know that some people who go and get their powers from Babalawo, or who gather people together to steal their destinies and stuff like that. So yes, I prepared myself spiritually to go for that program. Not that I was concerned about Mama, but you never know which other spirits are going to be around and stuff like that. You don't know some things. There's a lot that happens in the spirit realm. So I just took my own precautions spiritually, and I'm very grateful that everything went well. So sometimes, just like as I was ministering this morning, who is leading you? You want to be very sure about who is leading you and where they're leading you to, what is their own vision, and then you want to observe their way of life and all of that. I am sharing this like this in all candidness and honesty to encourage someone. You know me, I keep it real. If I didn't like something, I would have said I didn't like something, but I liked everything. I also like the fact that it wasn't flamboyant. They did not bring a live band. They wasn't talking. There wasn't, sometimes you go for a camp, you spend a lot of time chit-chatting. When I go for this kind of programs, even when I went for crossover night the first time in that church, I wasn't going there with the intention of even taking part in the party or talking with anybody. So I just sat me quiet in my corner, just praying. I remember Mama coming to greet me like for the first time, and I was just so impressed, right? She even called me to pray with me when I introduced. I left a note to introduce myself there. So I love that kind of place, and I like, look, there's a chapter in my new book which is called A Pastor and a Bishop for a Gift. And I'm still learning what I'm going to put into that chapter. Only God can do that for someone. So no, I will not hesitate sharing this kind of a beautiful experience and encourage people to come to Gethsemane. Yeah, that's what I can say. Come to Gethsemane, because I can do all the talking here and you will not have the same, you will not get it. But if you come, you can come for 1 day, for 2 days, and if you don't like it, but I beg you and I believe to come, even just after day 1. You are the one who will not want it to end after day 5. So that's what I wanted to share. Father, thank you so much. It was such an awesome opportunity. I don't take it for granted. People travel out of the country to attend such programs. So for me, it was, some say, well, it was your first time, and so, yeah, the Lord has to speak to you. No, it's not because it was my first time. It's because I was full of expectation. I had an open mind, open heart. I prepared myself spiritually, and I talked to Him like you talk to your Father. Um, God is good all the time, and all the time. Hesitate. Do not hesitate. And if you are somewhere where they're not talking to you about God and all of those things and stuff, you are not comfortable, you are not sure that leading you, our way to God and stuff like that, please leave. Pray to God and ask Him to lead you to a Bible based church or house of worship. Unless you want to be one of those lukewarm, conventional, just go mark your name on Sunday people, just go to church club after 1 hour, 2 hour maximum, you go home and that is it, and just continue living your quiet life. But if you want to be fired up for God and you want to live a fulfilling life, purpose-driven life, a life of vision, a life where you create some impact and all of that, then you want to also find yourself in such a place. So yes, Father, I promised I was going to do this. I have done this. I think it's time to go join my sister for Bible party, a chapter a day. Oh my goodness, Father, you are so good. I thank you so much. I bless your holy name. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you so much for everything. In the mighty name of Jesus, I pray. Amen.